Hi friends, so good to be with you. My name is Miss Kate, and in this family yoga class together we'll be practicing some breath and movement to help us get our bodies sort of ready for the day and really just start to learn how we can tune into the inner work that's happening in and through us all the time. So when you're ready, we'll come down to lay down on our mats. But before you get started, there are a couple of props as we begin class today that may be helpful. So come join me on your mat. For our breath practice today, it may be helpful to push pause on this video and go find a stuffed animal, maybe an eye pillow or something that's just very gently weighted. We're going to use that for deep belly breathing today. So once you've got your stuffed animal or that thing that you want to place on your belly, we're going to come lie down on our backs. And I guess I should say, if you don't have any of those things, that's a-okay. You can use your hands as this prop as we begin this practice. So start to just come all the way down to lay on your mat. And begin to find your hands maybe on either side. Maybe bring your feet out to the corners so they are wide. Your toes can come and start to point out. Find that stuffed animal or find that gently weighted piece that you want to place on your belly, or maybe it's your hands. And we're simply going to place that stuffed animal here. Our breath practice today is called deep belly breathing. And one of the things I think that happens as we get started when we breathe is we breathe very shallowly. So in yoga, we want to have full inhalations, breathing in, and full exhalations, breathing out. So as we do this, you'll breathe in through your nose, and just like a balloon, fill your belly, fill your balloon, reach it toward the sky. And as you exhale, watch that balloon deflate and your belly drops to the floor. So we're going to find 5 rounds together. As you breathe in, fill your belly, maybe peek at your belly and see, is your stuffed animal rising? Breathe out. Your stuffed animal should drop to the floor with you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Fill your belly. This time, fill your chest too. See if you can watch that chest go to the sky. Breathe out. Sigh out your mouth. Let it be heard by those around you. Breathe in. Fill, fill, fill. Breathe out. One more, just like that. Breathe in here, fill the belly. Fill your chest. Breathe in just a little more at the top. Breathe out. Start to close your eyes. Close your mouth. And breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Seeing if you can now feel your stuffed animal, your hands, whatever you have placed on your belly, rising as you inhale, as you breathe in, and collapsing as you exhale, breathing out. Doing this a few more times. Finding maybe as you inhale, maybe you're counting 1, 2, 3. And as you exhale, count 1, 2, 3, or maybe backwards, 3, 2, 1. The goal really here is to start to match your inhales with your exhales. And tune into how your body feels when you start to slow down. Maybe you were rushing to get to your mat today. And maybe you just woke up. And this is the first thing you kind of mosey on to do as you jump start your day. Whatever it is, pausing to find that breath. So important. placing your hands on that stuffed animal or that gentle reminder on your belly and removing it to the side. Begin to bring your feet in toward one another. Hands can come up over the head. Maybe they come to clasp as if holding your hands. Reach long, think pointing your toes, stretching your fingers all the way to the sky. As you breathe out, bring your knees into your chest, in toward you, and wrap your arms around those legs. Giving yourself a nice tight squeeze. Maybe you rock side to side. And think of yourself, I like to think of myself as like a roly-poly bug here. So we're gonna begin to rock and roll up the length of your spine. Maybe you allow those legs to come out just a little longer and start to almost find like a rocking chair feel, moving back and forth. Maybe 2 more just like that. And when you're ready, we'll find ourselves coming to a forward fold. So either maybe your rock and roll gets you there, maybe you just roll pretty heavy and hard and you're able to come to a forward fold, or you can just help yourself up to that posture. As you find your forward fold, begin to bring your hands together in 2 fists and then place them on the ground here in between your feet. This will give you kind of that understanding of how wide your feet should be in this posture. And then when you're ready, allow your hands to grab opposite elbows and start to bend your knees to place your belly on the tops of your legs, your thighs here. Your head will hang low. Imagine the top of your head drawing a line all the way to the floor. And begin to breathe here. Same with that big belly breath. As you breathe in, fill your belly, allow it to press into the legs. Breathe out, allow that belly to collapse or deflate like a balloon. Breathe in, fill your belly. Breathe out, deflate your belly. Good job. Maybe you start to incorporate just some slow movements side to side. Maybe you stand still and you shake your head yes. And then you change your mind and you shake your head no. You find what feels good in this posture. Maybe you start to straighten your legs a little longer, starting to feel that stretch up the back of the legs. 1 more round of breath. Fill the belly. Breathe out. Allow the belly to deflate. Bring the hands to the mat. Start to straighten your legs and begin to, almost like little ants crawling up your body, start to walk those fingertips all the way to the top of your knees, and then they're coming up our thighs. We're ragdoll rising, slowly, slowly stacking our spine. Our head is the last thing to rise here. So no rush getting to that posture. Once you get there, I want you to think shoulders to your ears as you inhale. So breathe in, shoulders to the ears. Breathe out, roll your shoulders down your back. Your hands may face the front of your mat. Breathe in here, coming into mountain pose, this strong and sturdy pose. Maybe you start to rock forward and backward in your feet. Maybe you move side to side. Just really feeling how your feet help you stay connected to the earth. As you're ready, we're going to start to lift one leg, bring that knee up, bend it, and then bring that foot down, really strengthen that leg. Engage or tighten your muscles on that side. Really feel strong, like you are the base of a mountain. Do that on the other side here. Reach that knee up to the sky and then place that foot down. Again, allowing your muscles to tighten here. You may feel that your kneecaps sort of like come to the sky a little bit. Let's try and bring our shoulders to our ears one more time. Inhale, shoulders squeeze tight and up. And then breathe out, allow them to release down. Beautiful mountain pose. Begin to close your eyes and listen to your breath. As you breathe in, remember that belly is stretching out. Give yourself space. Breathe out. Allow your belly button to come towards your spine, deflating that imaginary balloon. Breathe in, reach your arms up, almost like creating that big circle up over the head. Your hands or your palms will meet, so they'll kiss together. Breathe out, fold all the way back down. We call this Uttanasana in yoga, forward fold. As you breathe in, begin to find the palms of your hands placed on your shins, so just right below the knees. Press in and reach your back out long. Imagine that someone could come and eat a snack off of your back. Breathe in here. Breathe out, fold forward. One more time. Breathe in, maybe you walk those hands up to the shins. Press into the legs. Allow your back to reach out, stretching out long. Imagine that you are just like stretching a rope. Breathe out, fold. As you breathe in, let's begin to bring our arms out to a T. So they'll come out to your sides and then reach up. Palms will meet, top, overhead. Breathe out, fold forward. This time, allowing your right foot, or one foot, either one is just fine, to come to the back of the mat, as almost all the way to the back, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're almost going to press that heel. Imagine you're trying to set your foot down, all the way down. So really think about driving or pressing that heel back. And maybe you come up onto, we call this like cupcake mudra, very unfamiliarly in yoga. But imagine maybe you have like a cupcake underneath your hands here. And think about bringing your heart, just like we did as we kind of came up halfway. Think about stretching the back long, bringing your heart forward. Beautiful. Breathe in here, fill the belly. Breathe out, allow that back leg to come down, untuck your toe. Breathing in, start to find those hands coming up over the head. This is a grounded lunge, Anjaneyasana in yoga. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, let's find one hand, so maybe your right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. You can either find what we call almost a closed twist, or maybe you find it the other way. Either is just fine. We're getting sort of that twist in our spine here. Breathe in, no right or wrong way to do yoga. Just starting to feel what feels right and good in your body. As long as we're keeping our body safe, it doesn't always matter what it looks like. It matters what it feels like, okay? Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in this time, reach those arms back up, coming to that grounded lunge, Anjaneyasana. Breathe out, bring those hands to frame the front foot. Come on either side, create almost like star shape. So bring those fingers out wide, tuck your back toe, lift the knee, and bring your front foot to meet your back foot. All right, so stepping that front foot back, coming into plank pose. So just as we did in our lunge, think about driving those heels all the way back to the back of the mat. With your star-shaped fingers and hands, press the ground away, reaching your back to the sky. All right, so really creating, think of like a strong piece of wood that is really, really steady. Think about tightening your belly here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come down to your belly. So maybe you come to your knees first, and then your belly and chest come down. Find your hands next to your ribs. Imagine your elbows here are like chicken wings. So we don't want our chicken wings to be out wide. We want to draw them in toward one another. And as we do, start to press the tops of your feet into the mat. Now press into your hands and lift up. This is called cobra pose. So squeeze your booty. Begin to find that heart coming to the front of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll that nose down to the mat. Begin to tuck your back toes. We're going to lift up into tabletop. So coming onto all fours and thinking of keeping our bodies safe here, what we want to do is make sure that our shoulders are over our wrists and our hips are over our knees. Again, find that star shape with your hands. And when you're ready, as you breathe in, we're going to drop our belly button. Think dropping your belly button toward the mat, toward the ground here. This will allow your tailbone to lift to the sky, or your booty to lift to the sky. And we're also going to think about cobra, almost bringing our heart forward. Our gaze will also look forward. So maybe your eyes look to the sky. Beautiful job. Breathe in. As you breathe out, start to round your back, going in the other direction. Think scaredy cat who's just seen, I don't know, a dog. And you're going to start to look underneath your body at your belly button, or maybe between your thighs here. Cat pose, really press the ground away. Breathe in, drop your belly, come back to cow. Breathe out, press in, release the back high to the sky, look underneath, cat pose. One more, just like that. Breathe in, drop your belly, cow pose. Breathe out, cat pose. Beautiful job. As we breathe in, we're going to come back to that tabletop. So think eat snack off my back, all right? And then we're going to bring our knees wide. Our big toes are going to kiss one another. So there they go. And then we're going to start to release our booty over our heels. Maybe you bring your hands out in front of you. That feels good if you really want to stretch out. Or maybe you bring those hands back behind you. So really, this is child's pose. And you can find child's pose in two ways. So you can find it in this direction where hands are kind of placing behind you toward your feet. Or you can reach those hands out in front of you. We call this balasana. And just know that as we practice together in any of our classes, child's pose is a place to come if you need to, if you don't like the pose that I'm calling out, or if you need a break. This is always welcome to you as a pose for you to start to realize your breath, come back to your heartbeat, or simply just to rest. Breathe in here, breathe out. As you breathe in, start to bring to your mind an imaginary clock. Breathe out, think of all the different numbers on that clock, 1 through 12, and where they're placed. As you breathe in, start to walk your hands toward 2 o'clock. So bringing them onto one side. If you don't know what clocks look like quite yet, that's a-okay. Just bring your hands over to one side, walking them to one side of your mat. And breathe in here. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more round of breath. Breathe in here. Fill your belly. Breathe out. Let's open our mouths and allow me to hear that breath. Breathing out. Beautiful job. As you breathe in, begin to walk those hands back in front of you. And if they weren't in front of you before, let's walk them out in front of us. We're reaching them long. Forehead is still to the mat. And then as you're ready, begin to walk to the other side. So either 11 o'clock if you're imagining, or I guess 10 o'clock in this case, if you're imagining that clock shape with me. Otherwise, just walk those hands out to the other side, the opposite side of your mat. Breathing in here. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more round of breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good job. Breathe in, walk those hands back in front of you, that 12 o'clock position, or just all the way out to reach long in front. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Breathe in, walks you back up to your tabletop. Allow those knees to kind of dial back in right underneath those hips. And finding those star fingers, we're going to tuck our toes, lift your hips high, booty comes to the sky, downward facing dog. So we haven't been in this posture yet. This is called Adho Mukha Svanasana in yoga. It's a mouthful for sure. But really what we want to do is we want to press into our hands to allow our chest, our hearts to come to our thighs. Imagine as we did in that forward fold, really starting to draw that chest toward the thighs here. Maybe you look between your feet, or maybe you look between your thighs or your knees. Maybe you're looking for your belly button. Breathe in here. Breathe out. In this pose, you may be feeling the stretch on your shoulders. You may also be feeling it behind your legs here, so all the way down the back of the legs. If that feels too uncomfortable, just start to bend your knees and lift your tailbone. Think cow pose, excuse me. Think lifting that tailbone to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you breathe in, look to your thumbs, look toward your fingers at the top of your mat, and start to walk your feet to the top. Slowly, slowly breathe in here. Breathe out. Breathe in, we're coming to that halfway lift. So either walking those fingers up to the shins or bring the palms to meet the shins. Extend the spine, think tabletop. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, halfway lift again, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, find that T shape to the sides, and then reach the arms up and over the head. So palms meet over our heads, and then breathe out, find your hands in heart center. Breathe in, maybe you close your eyes, maybe you allow those feet to rock back and forth. And then side to side. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Maybe you start to reach those hands just directly up. They shoot up. Or maybe you'd rather that they come to the sides and you create that circular shape, almost like drawing the sunshine. And then fold all the way in. Either choice you made is perfect. You choose what feels right. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, plant your hands. This time we're gonna step our right foot back. I think actually we did that last time. So we're actually gonna step our left foot back. So step that left foot back to the back of the mat. Think about driving the heel down. Breathe in, find that cupcake mudra. Protect those cupcakes with all you got. Find the heart coming forward. Breathe out. Drop the knee, untuck the toe. Breathe in, press into the front foot. Engage your core, really tighten your belly, and lift the arms up overhead. Low grounded lunge, Anjaneyasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out. This time, left hand comes out in front of you. Right hand comes behind you if you want that closed twist. Otherwise, you can find the open twist by bringing the right hand in front, left hand behind. Again, we're just wanting that slight rotation, axial rotation in our spine. So really that twist shape. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, breathing in, reach the arms high. Breathe out, bring them down. Beautiful job. Start to tuck that back toe. Lift the knee. So you're in a low lunge now. It's no longer grounded with your knee on the mat. And then press into the hands. Reach that front foot to meet the back. Plank pose. We've been in plank position before, so you know how this goes. Keep those fingers wide, press the ground away, drive your heels backward, and imagine just like lacing up your shoes, you lace your belly button tight all the way in. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Last one, breathe in. As you breathe out, come down, knees, belly, and then chest. Find those hands next to the tops of your ribs. Draw those chicken wings in. Press into the hands. Remember, press into the bottoms, or I'm sorry, the tops of the feet rather. And press into the mat, lifting your head, heart, and shoulders. Remember, keep those chicken wings in, even once you press up. Cobra pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more round of breath. Breathe in. Rolling down slowly, slowly. Find your nose to touch the mat. Begin to tuck your toes. Maybe you come through tabletop. Perfect. Finding a couple more cat-cows on this side. Breathe in, drop the belly, cow pose. Breathe out, cat. Round your cat back. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. One more, breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, cat. Beautiful job. Coming back to tabletop here. Begin to tuck those toes and lift the hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you breathe in, maybe you shake your head yes. Breathing out, maybe you shake your head no. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, shake your head yes. Breathe out, change your mind, shake your head no. Beautiful. Begin to look toward the thumbs. This time maybe you step your foot to the top of the mat, or maybe you want to continue just walking, tiptoeing to the top. Whichever feels right for you, you know your body best. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. This time let's find our hands coming into our hips. Think that halfway lift, finding that halfway point first as you breathe in. And then breathe out, come all the way to the top. Perfect. Start to heel toe those feet to the outer edges of your mat, all right? So toes are gonna come off, heels will stay on your mat. And we're going to find our hands up overhead, so bring them up. Hands come through heart center as we squat all the way down, coming into froggy squat. We call this malasana in yoga. Pressing the hands into one another, start to allow your, goodness gracious, the tops of your arms, your triceps, to press into your legs, opening up those froggy legs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to come to sit down on our bottoms, reaching our feet out in front of us. Beautiful job. Breathe in. Reach the arms up overhead. Breathe out. Fold halfway down. Think that halfway lift. Keep your back straight and strong, lengthened, like you're kind of pulling a string tight. And then on your next exhale, or as you're breathing out, fold all the way down. Maybe you find your hands at your shins. Maybe they come to your ankles, or they come around your feet. It doesn't matter where they come, it just matters that you're getting a good stretch, okay? So if this doesn't feel good for you, one thing I might encourage you to do is start to bend your knees a little and reach forward. So again, the goal is really to get a nice long stretch down the backs of the legs here. But if that's really not comfortable for you, or if you are in pain or have an injury, then one thing that we want to do is just release those muscles a little bit and give ourselves just a little bit of a break, okay? So really folding over, finding the posture that feels good for you. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in, let's start to walk our fingers back up the legs. So think of that ragdoll rise, finding that long spine again, the top of your head, draw with a string all the way to the ceiling. We'll bring our hands out in front of us. Imagine grabbing onto a beach ball, or maybe you're wanting to go give someone almost a hug, but you're reaching your arms out for them. So bringing those arms out first. And then as you breathe out, start to roll down, almost creating the letter C with your spine, rolling all the way down to your mat. So imagine exactly where we were at the beginning of practice. I'm reaching the arms overhead, toes point, reach long, long, long. Breathe out, find those knees into your chest. Give yourself a really tight squeeze. Beautiful job. And then we'll find our feet to plant on our mat. Our knees will come to the sky here. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Finding our hands to plant on either side. Walk your toes or your feet in or backwards until you can almost feel your fingertips tickling the backs of your feet, your heels. All right, so pressing into the mat, remember those star fingers, press into the mat, create that wide base. We'll also press into the back of the head. So we're gonna lift our hips to the sky, call this bridge pose. Breathe in, press into the hands, press into the back of your head, lift your hips high to the sky, really squeeze your insides of your legs. Keep your knees placing forwards. We don't want them to come out like this, or we don't want them to come in toward one another. We want to imagine straight lines side by side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, rolling down. Imagine moving as slowly as you can. Beautiful job. Breathe in, we're gonna press into the hands, lift the hips. Beautiful. In this pose, we also want to protect our neck, so we don't look side to side. I know I just broke that rule a second ago, but try to remember to keep your gaze toward the sky. We want to protect our spine. It's really important for us to maintain all kinds of movement in our bodies and enjoy our lives. Breathe in, breathe out. Begin to release those hips down to the mat. Start to imagine froggy squat, how we moved our feet all the way to the edges. This time though, our feet stay in the direction of the front of our mats. We're gonna bring our knees into one another, imagine we're going camping, we're creating a little tent with our legs. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Starting to find those feet next to one another. We're gonna allow the bottoms of our feet to kiss this time. And we're gonna open our legs wide, so our knees come wide. And this is a really long one. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. And this is bound triangle, bound angle. Sometimes called butterfly in yoga as well, mostly when we're seated. So just beginning to allow those legs to open up here. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you flap those butterfly wings just gently. No big flaps here. Breathing in, one more round of breath here. Breathe out. Find your hands just outside your legs and start to allow those hands to press into the legs, helping the knees all the way back up to the sky. We'll find our feet stomping on the ceiling, so perfect. We'll then begin to bring our knees toward our armpits. So draw your knees to your armpits, bringing them down almost like you're sitting in a chair, but upside down, right? And then start to walk those hands maybe to your ankles, or maybe they come to the outsides of your feet. Here we call this the outer blade of your foot. And you just begin to find your hand or your fingers wrapping around the outer blade of the foot, excuse me. And again, continue to draw those armpits toward your knees, or your knees rather toward your armpits, excuse me. And maybe you rock side to side. This is called happy baby pose. So very playful. In yoga, we call play lila. So we find just a little bit of joy in these last moments here. Maybe you stretch one leg out straight, and then you bring it back bent, and then you straighten the other leg. Maybe you straighten both legs. Really finding whatever feels good for your body in this last pose as you rock side to side. And we don't want to keep our tailbone lifted up. That's not the goal here. We really want to keep our bottoms, our tailbone, placed on the mat. So we're really supporting our back here and creating a really healthy sort of a curve in our spine. Not, over folding here. So creating that bend. When you're ready, you'll bring your right foot to the right corner of your mat, or all the way down, and left foot to the left edge of your mat. Perfect. We'll bring our hands out to either side. Start to close your eyes. And just notice your breath. Listen to your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. As we settle into our final resting pose, we call this corpse pose or shavasana in yoga. We'll do a little bit of what I call progressive muscle relaxation. So you'll start to imagine or tighten all parts of your body. Actually, you know what? Let's start with our hands. Let's find our hands are becoming fists. So tighten your hands all the way up. Tighten, tighten, tighten. As you release those hands, allow them to relax onto the mat. Beautiful. Breathe in. Let's tighten our arms. So tighten those arms. Yes, yes, yes. Keep them really tight. And then release them down. Feel them relax. Oh my, that feels good. Breathe in. We're going to tighten our shoulders. If you draw them to the ears, keep them really, really tight. Oh yeah, a little tighter. Breathe out. Release the shoulders down to the mat. Nice. Let's move to our feet here. So start to curl those toes. Tighten your feet. Tighten, 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 tighten. Yes. And then begin to release, relax them. Beautiful. Same with our legs. Start to tighten your legs. Imagine that mountain pose. We became really strong, really sturdy. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Breathe out, release. Yes. Tighten your belly this time. Draw that belly button all the way toward the ground. Really tighten it up. Yes, yes, yes. Get a little tighter. Breathe out. Beautiful job. All right, let's move up to our faces. Start to scrunch your nose, scrunch your eyes. Tighten, 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 tighten your forehead. Tighten your neck. Beautiful. Release, release, release. Oh, goodness. Yes. When you're ready, now we'll do the full body. So start to tighten every muscle on your body. Create tightness. Yes, yes, yes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze a little bit more. And then begin to release. Resting into your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine that stuffed animal on your belly this time. As it rises, breathe in. And as your belly falls, breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last round here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beginning to notice how you might feel different at the end of this class than you did at the beginning of class. Feeling strong and powerful, relaxed and energized. Breathing in, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Breathe out, keep them wiggling. Now begin to roll your wrists and your ankles in one direction and then the other. Breathe out, keep them rolling. Breathe in, reach the arms up overhead. That nice long stretch from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Breathe out, one last big hug. Bring those knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, wrapping the arms around the legs, maybe rocking side to side. And then when you're ready, falling over to one side, maybe creating a pillow with your hand. And resting in this pose, it's called bija or seed in yoga. And this pose offers us the chance to always start new, to make a different choice, to try something we haven't yet tried, to continue to become the beautiful, beautiful person that you are. Begin to press into your mat and come to that crisscross applesauce pose at the top. Keep your eyes closed here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach your arms up overhead. Palms will meet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring them down to your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Namaste, in its simplest form, is the word we say at the end of a yoga class to say that the light in me sees and loves the light in you. You can bow forward to seal your practice and say namaste if that feels right. Namaste. Thanks so much, friends. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.